Hey there, friends and enemies, Jopa here again, and today we got some massive news about Season 3 of the First Descendant at a PaxEast panel. And I'm going to be really honest and say I am extremely excited about what they showed off. Because I am somebody who played a ton of the First Descendant at launch, but I've kind of fallen off a bit. I know Season 2 was an improvement, and I have dabbled a little bit in the game, but it hasn't been anything that I am all in on jumping back into the First Descendant, whereas what I've seen coming with Season 3 has me the most excited I've been basically since launch. And according to my timeline, what I've seen in the reactions to the news that broke today, I do feel like this is going to be a major turning point for the game, not only where the more hardcore players are excited, but also those who might have lapsed and gone away from the game intend to jump back in and at least try the new content out. So let's go over everything that we know is coming, and I'll kind of go over what I'm most and least excited about in this new content. So first off, we have a new massive field called Axion Plains. This will have a vehicle you can ride around in and not only have new enemies, but also a giant Colossus fight in the middle, which I think is fantastic. Having essentially an overworld boss, open world boss, whatever the case may be, I think is very good news because it does provide a little variation to the gameplay when you're just roaming around doing patrols and exploring various areas. And I hope this is something they expand upon with the other areas as well if this is received well. So personally, I think this is a good change, and I'm looking forward to exploring the new location. It's felt like we haven't gotten a really sizable field in quite some time with the game, so I do like that. The new vehicle is called a hover bike, and it's going to be designed for high-speed travel across the massive field, with players getting a thrilling sense of speed. Players can obtain a standard one just by logging in, and you can get enhanced, accelerated, and boosted models by exploring the Axion Plains. Each hover bike can be upgraded, allowing players to traverse the battlefield with dynamic movement using boost and jump abilities. This very much reminds me of Sparrows from Destiny 2, and I think this is a solid change. Then we have the Colossus Field Raid. This is going to be an 8-player raid content. First ever reveal of the overwhelming Colossus, the Wall Crusher, with massive scale designed to match the size of Axion, and players are able to ride their hover bike around the vast field, then engage in combat against the Colossus. So essentially this giant boss fight is going to have 8 players taking it on, which will make it feel more like an MMO. And again, I think that's a positive step in the right direction, because it's felt like there's not a lot of incentive to do content co-op in this game at times. And I really want there to be more multiplayer-centric content, because I do feel like that's when these games can be a lot of fun, when you're farming with friends. Whereas a lot of times in the past, it's felt like the best way to get loot is to do things solo because of the scaling and everything like that. We're also getting a lounge, which is a dedicated social space where players can interact with their descendants and take a break. This is also where you can show off some of the various items that you've earned within the game as well. So that's very nice. It can showcase to other players your achievements, and I think that's something that a lot of other games could utilize as well. I feel like that's something that can be missing when we're talking about these social interaction games, MMOs, looter shooters, that kind of stuff. You really want to feel like other players can see everything that you've achieved and what you've done, all that kind of good stuff. So I think that is another positive. There's new story content, which is nice. I think the story is secondary for a lot of players in this game, but it does say the Season 3 story marks a big turning point for the narrative of the First Descendant. There's also going to be a romance between Enzo and Nell. So how that's received will be very interesting. I would like a more well-rounded story. I think the story is fine overall, but nothing necessarily to write home about from what we've seen so far, and hopefully this is a step towards really engaging fans with the story. We're also getting Nell as a playable descendant going forward, capable of changing her gunshots into weak point strikes, making her a perfect fit for aggressive run and gun style or play styles. So Nell will be officially added in the upcoming summer update for Season 3, which again, very nice. Hopefully she is good as a character. Sometimes these new characters, new Descendants, can be a little bit hit or miss. So if she's good, that's going to be fantastic. Ultimate Luna. This is one I'm not entirely sure about. Luna's not a character that I very much enjoy. So for me personally, I'm not super stoked about this. However, one of her playstyles with the new change will allow her to focus more on firearms, while the other one will enhance her rhythm-based abilities and debuffing potential. So there's a very strong possibility she'll be incredibly good, especially when you're talking about an 8-player raid boss where you can essentially have one Ultimate Luna debuffing the enemy at all times. I feel like that will be very advantageous. And then also Season 3 will be divided in multiple episodes, with Ultimate Yujin expected to arrive in Season 3 Episode 2 following Ultimate Luna. So both Ultimate characters coming in the near future. I think that's good. One of the things I'm most excited about is the new sword weapon. So swords will officially be added to the game, not at launch of Season 2, but shortly thereafter. Players can perform normal and special attacks with the swords. First type is Shadow Blade, features a charged Aijutsu style dash attack as its special move. The blade and a new dungeon featuring a boss that utilizes sword mechanics will be introduced in Season 3 Episode 1. Additional sword types, including a two-handed greatsword and a lightsaber style weapon, will be added in Season 3 Episode 2. So that's very, very good news. I think this is going to hopefully adjust some playstyles and allow you to dash through with a sword through a lot of the content. I think that's fantastic. Really, really nice to see. And we're also getting a crossover event with Nier Automata, so I think that's also very good. A full trailer will be released soon, which I think I am very much looking forward to. I'm not going to probably pick anything like that up, but I do know for fans of both franchises, it is a huge thing. Plus, we're getting a new skin released soon, and then also the announcement of the First Descendant Fest for the first anniversary in July, featuring a showcase, in-game events, skin design contests, and more. So obviously a game like this is going to have a pretty big first anniversary update. We see it in like gacha games a lot. But I do feel like the way the First Descendant handles everything, and because it is an Eastern game, they love their anniversary events. So I'd imagine they're going to make a pretty big deal of this and hopefully give you a lot of new content to check out and also some rewards to obtain just for being a loyal fan for the first year of the game. Overall, I'm pretty excited about all this. I don't know if it's anything that is going to overhaul the game necessarily in the way that some people might be looking for, but I think it is going to be enough to get people excited and at least willing to check it back out. And this is the type of game that if you've gone 3 to 4 months without playing, there's going to be a lot of content that you have missed out on. So because of that, you're going to want to check a lot of this stuff out and hopefully face some of the new bosses that you missed, take on some of the new content. And I think this is exactly what the game needs at this point. And I'm glad we are getting a massive update like this instead of just piecemealing a couple small ones together over the course of time, because at the end of the day, you want to get people so excited about the game that they jump back in, try it out, and then they can see all of the quality of life changes you might have implemented, all of the new weapons and characters to earn, all of that kind of good stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Will you be checking out the First Descendant Season 3 or not? What of the new reveals are you most excited about? Personally, the two things that I am incredibly hyped about are the 8-person raid boss and also the swords. Those two are kind of neck and neck for me on which I'm most looking forward to, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Like the video as always, comment, subscribe, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.